Hi there! Welcome to the Gardens and Graveyard channel. My name is Charisma and today we're meeting in the backyard and we're going to take a little tour of the backyard and see what is growing, what is blooming, what's happening in the middle of July in a zone 9A on the Oregon coast where I live. And I'm excited. It's looking so beautiful right now. There's just so much going on and I cannot wait to show you. So here we are in our backyard garden. I'm actually going to quickly pop up onto the porch to show you these gorgeous flower baskets. I forgot to turn off the pond, so I apologize if it's a little loud. But I just really wanted you to see how beautiful these baskets are coming along. These are the Supertunia Mini Vista Yellow and the Supertunia, Super Bells Pink Star. And these are both proven winners, petunias. And they're just absolutely gorgeous. I'd never have to deadhead them. I just fertilize them once a week. We water them, pretty much daily at this point. Again, we have the Mini Vista Yellows and then the Super Bena Cashmere Pinks, which are so sweet. I'll just take a glance down here in this raised bed that we did with begonias and impatiens looking pretty good. The impatiens are starting to spread and fill out the space. Lovely. All right, so I'm gonna kind of just glance over the pond because we still haven't done any maintenance in there, which if we have a hot weekend like we did last weekend, I really need to do that. I completely forgot about it last weekend. It was so hot here. We just stayed inside, which is unusual for us because we don't usually get that hot. We got up to like just over 80 degrees. All right, we're gonna start here and work our way to the back. So we have a little carpet of creeping Jenny starting up right here, a fuchsia that needs to be moved, a rhododendron that's again getting smothered by this crocosmia, the red. This is crocosmia lucifer, and I need to tighten it up a little bit. It is tied on the bottom, but I need to tie it up on the top so it's not crowding that rhodey so much. In the background, those are snapdragons and pincushion flowers, and then we have a lovey-dovey Supertunia up there. In the butterfly garden, it looks pretty just green right now, but we have a bunch of flowers coming on. So we have the autumn joy sedum. Of course, this is its bloom. It's a yellowy green color. We have a dark sedum, which is starting to bud up. This oregano has a million buds on it. So this is going to be like a haze of purple any day now. Over here we have, what did I plant over here? I forget. Oh, is it larkspur? No. This is a larkspur. It's not doing very good. I can't remember. Well, I'll have to put it up on the screen because I can't remember what else I planted over here. But they look like they're starting to form a rosette, which will eventually become a flower. And the guara looks like it's getting swallowed by the oregano. The bee balm is just kind of bulking up in there, hasn't gotten to flower yet. I don't think they flower until like September in our garden. All right, so over here, this is where it starts getting more exciting. Oh. So where it starts getting a little bit more exciting. We have straw flowers. Aren't those so pretty? And we've got Shasta daisies. Those are the native Shasta daisies that I let just kind of go wild. I put a ring of lupin in this bed that we removed our potatoes from and a pumpkin in the middle. This is just a placeholder for these lupin. They've been in our greenhouse, like, desperate to get out of their little tiny cell trays. So I just put them in here tonight, just to give them some room to grow. This one is even getting ready to bloom, even though it's just in a little 2x2 cell. Our dianthus is all budded up. This is a red dianthus, really pretty. We have another straw flower up here. Swinging around over here, we've got petunias. I don't remember the variety of this one, but man, I barely ever deadhead it, and even though it's not a proven winners, I think this might be a wave petunia, I'm not sure. I rarely have to deadhead it. Looks fantastic. Same with this one. I really love this one. Isn't that pretty? And then we've got these trailing coleus, and we've got a little coleus back here trying to grow. We've got some milkweed opening up here. The lovey-dovey supertunias are going crazy in these raised beds, especially this one. My goodness. Some dark leaves of dahlias, and this one even has a bud on it. And then the cannas are looking really good, all upright and perky. The honeysuckle has started to bloom. This vine is old, and it's been in this pot for ever and ever. I cut it all the way back. It looks really great in the spring, and then it just defoliates and looks terrible. But look at it, it's got all these blooms, and it smells so good. I don't know. Oh, look at this. It's got powdery mildew now. I didn't notice that. Try to ignore it. It looks terrible. But it smells so good. All right, so then we have a trailing black-eyed Susan vine. That's one of the proven winners plants as well. A pink bacopa, and these yellow flowers that I never remember the name of. But isn't that just like a beautiful sunshiny corner right here? So fun. And then these snapdragons that wintered over, we've harvested them or made flower arrangements out of them multiple times, and they just keep coming on, which is super cool. We also have a volunteer nasturtium coming up in here, which will be fun. They'll be either yellow or orange, most likely orange, mixed in with that. That'll be really pretty. We have a red gladiola opening right here. The hostas are doing pretty good still, even with the heat. The lamb's ears are coming into bloom. I know not everybody lets them bloom, but I like them, and the bees love their blooms. I think we'll go down the shade garden and come back up, and we'll take a look closer by the greenhouse in a few minutes. Rhubarb is looking really good and fresh. Underneath the Japanese maple, we have hellebores and cyclamen, and they all look really good. Green, lush, beautiful. Got some more lamb's ear. And then this is the chocolate flower that I've never grown before, but they get these like lace cap umbels that look very similar to Queen Anne's lace, and they have this like chocolatey burgundy flower, and this side is doing really fantastic. Obviously it gets a little bit more sun than this side, but I'm looking forward to seeing what that's gonna look like. Over here, the butterfly bush is coming into bloom. You could see she's just starting to color up. Got just like little peaks of color. It's coming on. In this pot I have, again, a volunteer nasturtium, which is so odd because this is all brand new soil. So like, how did it get there? Because I didn't plant any nasturtiums this year. Anywho, then we've got this squash going. I saw a squash, oh look, it's got blossom rot. Oh, that's what blossom rot looks like. So, something to look into a little deeper. Yeah. All right. And then we have this cup and saucer vine that is just going wild. Oh, it's starting to get into the tree again. I need to pull it down and put it back up on the panel. But we grew this from seed. It's just one single plant. It's branched off like this. Really fun. We've got tons of Celine, which is about ready to be harvested. And I use these for dried flower arrangements, which I adore. They just give the flower arrangements such a airy, beautiful filler. Of course, you can see some of the butterfly bush peeking through here. We do have some pincushion flowers starting up. We've got the Helen von Stein lamb's ear down there. I am seeing a little bit of a difference finally, that these are a little bit fatter of a leaf structure than the regular ones. More Lucifer crocosmia, and our little baby camellia is growing and looking pretty back there. And then, would you please look at these gorgeous violas. These are the antique shades violas that we grew from seed. I need to come in here and do a little bit of deadheading. But, oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. They are 8 to 9 inches tall. They would do beautifully as cut flowers. I really want to do a little cut flower arrangement. If I do, I will definitely show you in a short and share it on Instagram, so make sure that you're following me in all the places so you can see when I do one. But oh, they're so pretty. I just love their little faces. Oh, what a joy. All right, and then we threw a couple of zucchinis in this salvaged barbecue container. And I'm seeing a little powdery mildew on this too, so time to start treating things for powdery mildew. We do have a little zucchini forming right there. Got another honeysuckle right there that is not blooming right now. Then we're gonna swing over here. You can see we've got full color on that butterfly bush. This is like the amethyst. I don't know. I call it amethyst because it is such a dark purple, but I don't truly know what one it is because it was planted here before I moved in. And then sunflowers. The really tall sunflowers around the edges are from Sunflower Steve, which is so fun. There's 2 on the far side that have some heads forming. And then in the middle, we have the Suncredible, Proven Winner Suncredible, not sure which one that is. I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. We have Suncredible yellows in the front yard, but this one has, it has that burgundy streak around the middle. It's a little bit different. All right, so we did this tower of strawberries last year, which has a weed in it. And they came back. They're looking okay. I've picked a couple of random strawberries. There's one forming right here. We've kind of been ignoring this pot because we have the big green stalk planter downstairs, and this is mostly in shade. So I'm just letting it do its thing. We've already harvested about 2 cups of raspberries off of these 2 different varieties here, and we've got more coming on. They're getting color, but they're not ready to be harvested just yet. Really close, the next day or so. All right, so let's go ahead and peek into the greenhouse and then we'll talk about the raised bed. We have a little Charlie Brown tomato, but it has tomatoes forming on it, so, you know, exciting, I guess. Let the iron hold that a little bit. Yeah, it's just kind of funky. Then we planted these random seedlings that I couldn't identify that were just left in my my seed containers when I had planted them all out. There was just some random ones that I couldn't quite, they looked like they were in the wrong places and I wasn't sure what they were. So I planted them all in this container and now I can tell for sure this is a amaranth. And I still don't totally know what these are, but they're gonna bloom, so that's exciting. And then we have a couple of lisianthus that, you know, they're growing, but man, they're not enough. I'm not gonna do that again. This is the false maple, and she needs some water. It's time. We've been watering in here twice a day because it is just getting so warm. But look at it, she's got so many buds on her, and of course this beautiful flower. Oh, they're so pretty. And we've got Tulsi basil or holy basil again in bloom. I need to pinch this back again. This will be my third time pinching this guy back. Thankfully the blossoms actually taste really good in tea. So I've just been saving the blossoms with a couple of leaves, and then the stems are so hard you can't really pinch them, so I have to come in with snips and cut them off like that. And I just do that right above 2 leaves growing so that they can branch and continue growing. So that's what I do all over there. And I still haven't done anything with these ridiculous squash, which I really need to do something soon, I guess. I don't know. There's a squash hanging off of this one. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple squash, actually. These ones are doing better in here than they are in the landscape, but maybe I should just put them in a big pot in here. All right, we have 3 peppers happening in here. They're looking pretty good. We've got some flowers. We've got some action going on. I popped this one amaranth in here. It is our biggest flower. It's so pretty and it's fun to watch. Kind of silly to have in a pot like that, but there you have it. All right, so before we do that, let's just look at these Proven Winner petunias. I've got the Proven Winner Super Bell Lemon Slice right here in these little gray urns. And then I've got the Super Petunia Giant Pinks in the square pots. And this one has been smothering this dahlia. And then my Super Bell died. This one, the dahlia grew faster than the pinks. They're still peeking out here and there. We've got a Delata right here, which is a mini. And then I don't know what kind of variety this is because it was one of those, I'm not sure what variety it is, so I just popped it in a pot. We're going to find out because it's big and robust. And then we do have a couple of the Lemonade Super Bell Prisms, pink lemonades that are trying to hang on in the back here. Which I really love these. I wish I could have been more successful with them, but I'm really enjoying these giant pinks because I can see them from my living room windows. All right, let's get into this bed. It's super full of fun things. Starting over here, we have the Amaranth Dreadlocks. See that they're all doing really fun. And then we have the Pink Flamingo Celosia right here. And we have an Iceland poppy that just opened up this morning. We've got more coming. All down here is, besides the Shasta daisies, we have columbine, which is done for the season. We've got lots of peas, and I just love these peas because the flowers are so beautiful, and they're these dark colors. What is going on with this? Oh, that's the blossom coming off of the pea. So here they are. They're so pretty, and they're so sweet, like delicious sweet and sweet looking. So we've got lots of peas, and I wanted to do the video before I harvested them, but they are definitely ready to get pulled. More straw flowers. Look at that one. It's so pure yellow. It's so beautiful. These straw flowers were a mix, so I had no idea what I was gonna get. So we've got like this rose color, this pink color. This is all the way open, but it's like rose. It's so fun. All right, and then we have, well, recently I talked about carrots, so I left about 2 dozen carrots in here after I thinned them out and ate the baby carrots. So we're waiting for those to bulk up. We've got this bread seed poppy right here, and it's gonna open up very soon. Really fun, more Celine. Just a really sweet flower everywhere. I think this is another chocolate flower. We've got another celosia. We've got more straw flowers. There's this thing. I can't remember what that is, but it's growing. It's getting big. And then, glory hallelujah, we got poppies. Now, this is evidence, I swear, it was there this morning. But this one, all the petals fell off, but this, with any luck, will form some seed, both of these. And I'm gonna let them drop on the ground and seed themselves. I really hope that that works out. So we've had about half a dozen California poppies come and go. I'm really excited about it because I haven't been able to get poppies to grow for me, so fingers crossed that they'll self-seed. All right, and then I forget what this is, but look at it. My goodness, it's so happy. Look at it. I don't know if I have a no tag, so no telling. I have no idea. I did have a couple of hollyhocks in here. All my hollyhocks are saying so little, whether they're in the landscape or if they're in a raised bed. They're all just saying really little. I don't know. Okay, well, that is our backyard. That's what's happening mid-July. And I have birds not super happy with me because this is their feeding time and I'm close to their bird feeder. I'll be out of here in just a moment. Honest. There's also a little tiny chipmunk. I feel like Snow White out here. Anyhow, that's gonna do it for today's video. Oh, I wanted to show you the escallonia. I'll show you that in just a moment before we say goodbye. But it feels great. I feel like I'm really on top of the garden this year. We've had a couple of failures and we've had mostly successes. And some things are just like ongoing projects, which such is life in the garden, right? 2 things. I'm going to show you the escallonia. And I wanted to give a little bit more detail on our greenhouse and how things are working in there before we end the video. because I've had a few questions, especially as summer has started up. I think more people are probably getting in their gardens and building their Palram Canopia greenhouses, which is the type of greenhouse that we built for ourselves last year. And I'll link the playlist for the build below this video in case you're interested. But I did want to give up a couple of updates that may not have made it into videos. Maybe there's more than one squirrel or chipmunk over there. It's a lot of activity for one chipmunk. Okay, first of all, look at that gorgeous rose that I have to deadhead again. It just goes and goes and goes, and I'm just constantly taking out the dead and leaving all the beautiful. It's just like non-stop prolific bloomer. Then if you look way up there, the Escallonia is all in bloom. Fun? Okay, so the greenhouse. Well, we've disconnected the gutter for the summer, but there are gutters on each side, and this one has the ability to be attached here, and then this tube goes into the rain barrel, and then the rain barrel has a spigot right there that we can fill up and water our plants with. The other one is connected to this tube that's the top of the tube and it connects up there. And then it just goes into this gravel and spills out. The roof holds a lot of like moss like stuff, and so we've done it once already. We'll do it again. You could see how it's kind of not as clear as it could be. I mean, it is opaque compared to the clear panels, but it's dirty, and it's because it's got like moss in between all of its little tiny grooves. We are leaving that window popped open 24/7. We close the door at night and open it early in the morning. The greenhouse in general was built up on two cinder blocks high, and then attached to these wood 2x4s or 2x6s, whatever they are. And so we left this opening here so we can just walk in. There's no step. I just walk right in, right? And we have a, like, you know, whatever those are called, door stoppers, so that the rain and stuff doesn't get in there. And it also allows me to run a cord from this extension cord, goes underneath here, and allowed me to use heat pads underneath my seedling trays. The spring on the door itself, so this is the gray frame is the original door, and then we just screwed in to so we screwed a wood like 1x2 onto the frame, and then we screwed a plexiglass panel onto the wood, and then I just used electric conduit insulation and it just slips off and on like that because it splits. So then it just goes on there like that, and then we close it, and it fills the gap between the plexi and the cinder block. Same with this side. And then, of course, this fills in this gap, right? Inside of the greenhouse, we built a table, and we just used this coated wire shelving that's made for closets that we, my aunt actually gave this to me after she remodeled her closet. So I just repurposed it, and we built the frame out of scrap wood that we had laying around. And I had this old sewing machine trundle base, and we just attached another piece of that closet shelving with zip ties and made a little table there. This unit was in our house when we bought it, and then Spencer made me this little cubby with the cute little picket fence thing just as decoration. And I did have like seedlings in there this spring, and then he also made me this really beautiful soil tray that I could fill with soil and fill my seedling trays up with. And then the sink is just a decorative pot that just happened to fit in that hole. I picked up this iron plant stand from a friend in town, and then just started putting plants on them. So that's basically it. I went over more detail in the build, but we barely had any seepage or leakage, and so the caulking that we did, we used tape and caulking to seal each panel. It worked really well because we didn't have like a very wet greenhouse. So, you know, I mean, other than condensation this winter. So I just wanted to kind of go over that with you all because, you know, it's probably, you may be new to the channel and not know like about the build, and we do have a playlist, and we go through each step of the build from the floor up, how we leveled the space, all the things. There used to be a big raised bed here full of lilies and beautiful things, and I believe that's also in the playlist, showing you how I dismantled all that, and like we repurposed the raised bed to the one that we just showed you with the straw flowers in it, and just completely revamped this whole area so that we can build this greenhouse, which it's my first greenhouse. It's a learning curve, but we're really happy with how everything turned out. The other question that I got and other people have had problems with is this is a lightweight plexiglass greenhouse, right? So it can blow over if you don't pay attention to what you're doing. We anchored this with glue and screws onto the concrete blocks, and we used, oh, I can't see it from that side. We used the anchor that came with it. It's like a wire that goes over the roof, and it crosses, and there's two of them, so they come down. There's one over here and one over here, and it crosses and it goes down on the other sides, and we anchored those we just anchored it like that, and it just goes up over that way, and then it comes back down over here on this side. I can't really speak for snow load because we barely get any snow, but we did have an ice storm and it didn't seem to affect it at all. We had some really big winds and it didn't even shake. I didn't lose any panels. Like, everything was really solid in there. So we're really happy with the choices that we made in that build. Super happy that we lifted it up off the ground because I can comfortably walk around in there without feeling crowded. I really love that part. Yeah, so I just wanted to answer a couple of questions that I was seeing pop up as summer ramps up and people are thinking about building their greenhouses and which greenhouse to buy. I'm super happy with the Palram Canopia. This is Palram Canopia Hybrid with the gray, whatever, gray metal, gray trim. There's like galvanized and I think maybe white or green. There's green for sure. But we went with gray because we have gray trim on our house and I'm so happy with it. It's so beautiful. We just love looking out at it from inside. All like in the fall it was beautiful, in the winter it was beautiful, in the spring it was super fun, full of plants, and now it's just like really pretty and sweet out there. So really happy with the aesthetics of it as well. So that is going to be it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you're having a fantastic summer and I hope you're celebrating your life, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.